Hi guys, it's Sam and Lee here from Strings Direct, and we've just received a load of the new Dunlop flow picks and some of the new artist picks as well. And we thought while they're here, they've just been put away in our high-tech warehouse, and I thought we'll just have a quick go through them and show you exactly what they're about, and show you different sizes and whatever. So, firstly, quick overview of the flow picks. They are all made from Ultex, which is a really hard-wearing, quite bright sounding material. Dunlop do quite a lot of picks.
Yeah, they do the sort of normal standard size. They do a sharp one, I think, as well. Yeah. Like triangle, jazz threes, the whole lot.
You'll see is if you go on a site and type in Ultex, you'll see all of those. They're kind of a yellow colour, those ones. They come in two shapes or sizes. They
two physical sizes.
Yeah, they do a standard and a jumbo. They're not dramatically different, and the standard is ever so slightly smaller. And the standard is available in some lighter gauges. And obviously we've got some artist versions of those as well. So let's get some out. Well,
I've got the 1.5 in my hand right here.
Okay, right, so I've got the slightly thinner one here. They come in a pack like this. I've got a camera down here so I can show you the actual pack here. Yeah, so you've got the 1.5.
Yeah, so I've got the 1.5, which is in the standard.
Is that the same as the one you gave me to try?
Yeah. So it's basically what it has. It's ever so slightly different shape to a standard pick. It's more of like a sort of a shield, I guess you would sort of call that kind of thing. But what it has, it's got a not as sharp tip as maybe a Ultex sharp. It's still got a sharp edge, but quite like a wide tip. Now, the one thing you will notice about it is it's got a nice grip on it. Now, the logo, which is similar to the Primetones.
Yeah, you might recognise the sort of the style of that as Primetone. It's
like a raised grip on both sides, which says Flow Dunlop and the gauge on it. But it's got a really, really nice grip to it. In fact, it doesn't really interfere with the actual the tip of playing, so it'll really
sorry,
make sure you're not going to drop that. At the
same time as you talking now, I'm trying to get this in the camera here so you can really see what's going on.
Yeah,
getting the light, getting the light on the grip there. Lee gave me a couple of these when they first came in like last week, and I've been playing with it just to try it out. Up until now, I've been using the other John Petrucci Primetones.
It's more like a jazz, almost like jazz 3 sort of style, which is one I sort of play as well.
And they have a really nice resonance. Something I didn't think I'd ever get so nerdy about plectrums with. But you pick it up, if you're playing acoustic with it, you'll notice that more. It's not dull at all, it's quite bright and quite lively. So let's talk about sizes with these. Now, the standard, which is the one we've both got in our hands here, they come in the lightest gauge, it's a 0.73, which is somewhere around here, you try to find that.
Yeah.
To 0.73,
this one here.
0.88, 1 mil, 1.5 mil, and then up to 2 mil is the heaviest one.
Yeah, so standards, and they're different, they're all one colour for depicting what gauge they are.
Yeah. And then we do a jumbo version as
the jumbo version is basically although there's a slight crossover, they do heavier gauges. Is it 2?
Starts at 2 mil.
Starts at 2 mil, 2.5 and 3 mil. So it's quite almost like it's a real jazz pick, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Effectively,
it's actually this two. I've just grabbed a 2.5 mil out here. It feels a lot like one of the jazz tones. To play, I've not played one.
So jazz players, I think they're getting really well with these actually.
Yeah. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, actually, 2.5 mil, 3 mil, or even 2 mil. It's quite heavy for a plectrum.
It is.
Well, initially you might think so, and until you try one, you don't really. It's hard to understand that the heavier plectrum doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start whacking strings. It's harder to play through strings. Actually, it's almost the opposite. Well, at least in my experience, it feels like the harder plectrum gives you more control, and you don't actually have to strike as hard to get as much volume.
Yeah, I mean, you'll find obviously if you grip the pick at the back and you're strumming with it, it'll drag quite a bit, just to the nature of it. But gripping it towards the tip, certainly, I play sort of more sort of rhythm stuff and funky stuff, but I sort of grab it near the tip, so there's hardly any of the pick showing, and it's really nice, and it's quite a snappy sort of sound.
Which leads me quite nicely onto the signature version. So here's the Andy James one. I'll try and get it in here so you can see that. Now, interestingly, I watched a little video that Andy did for Jim Dunlop, and he said exactly the same thing. He said he thought he'd never see himself playing a really heavy plectrum or a plectrum as heavy as this, but it's completely different. So with this you get a lot of speed, a lot of accuracy, and believe it or not, on these signature ones, we had a little discussion of this earlier, also because someone mentioned this on our Facebook page, it's that the signature version, so the John Petrucci, which Lee's got his hand there, and I've got this Andy James one here, they both don't have that grip.
No.
And you think, oh, how are you going to get like a load of control out of that? Well, actually, funnily enough, they're actually really sticky.
Yeah. They're not actually like sticky, like in a tacky way.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's not like.
No, it's not like you grip it and you've got it on your
like
fingers afterwards. It just sort of grips to your finger or your thumb.
And it's it makes for a really pleasant play.
Yeah.
And
that's just sticking to my hand naturally.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that Dunlop video that Andy did, but he was saying when Dunlop approached him and he started to develop this new plectrum, as soon as he got it back and he got the pack of them, he was actually on side stage with John Petrucci and he gave him one, and
he used it all gigged,
and John liked it so much that he ended up making his own one.
Yeah, which is pretty much the same. Same gauge.
In effect, the Andy James one is a flow jumbo, and it's a 2mm, and the Petrucci is a flow standard, so it's ever so slightly smaller. Actually, it's probably quite easy there because difference in colour. Just to see the ever so slight difference in size there. I don't know if I can get that in that camera. I've got too much finger around it. But yeah, so
it's subtle, but it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, I'll give you that one back.
Cool.
So tone-wise, the jumbo, obviously because it's heavier, has a little bit more weight behind it than the standards, but they're quite a nice bright sounding plectrum, and they're, as I say, they're really easy to play with. Really nice thing. Let's move on ever so quickly because we've got some other new artist stuff here as well. Moving around here, the Jim Root, and actually I think this is quite similar to in style to the Meshuggah ones. Yeah. So the Jim Root, I won't get it out of here because it's stapled in our pack, but if you can see these here, they're made of nylon, and these are like 1.38. So they're quite heavy.
So it's still quite heavy as picks go.
Quite stiff. It's like a standard shape but with a point. So it's quite sharp, it's quite articulated, I suppose isn't the word to use? Articulate.
Yep. I'd say so.
Also, yeah, very nice thing to play. And then there's the Meshuggah one here.
Yeah, which is more like just a standard shape pick, standard tip.
Has that got sandpaper on it?
Well, it feels like it. It's not. Well, no, it's sandpaper like. It's got a really good grip to it.
Oh yeah, you're not dropping that, are you?
No, you're not. So it's but yeah, so we've got standard shape pick, 1mm. If you have trouble dropping your picks, that might be the one to go for.
I actually cannot get any light on this for you to see, but you have to be.
Oh, there you go.
You have to believe me on that one. Yeah, so both nylon, so quite soft sounding plectrums, but quite stiff. Anyway, if you ever played the Jim Dunlop nylons, they're quite soft to play with, and we tend to recommend them for acoustic players because they're
nice flex on them as well.
Yeah, and they're not very noisy on the strings. Unless that's obviously.
And they do obviously lighter gauges in those ones.
Where's
as well.
this one go? In there.
In there.
Okay, and last one to go through, which is. Okay, ultimately the best in colour, personally.
Weirdest in shape.
Yeah, this is the new Kirk Hammett.
Yeah,
Jazz 3.
Jazz 3.
Yeah.
Same gauge as a normal Jazz 3. Purple Spark, I think it's called, is it?
Yeah, it's as plectrum colours go, it's pretty cool.
And it's got so basically it is essentially a normal Jazz 3 pick, but with a small V cut out at the top of it. Now, I think Kirk Hammett used the normal Jazz 3s, and he just bastardised one himself to make it
just
a bit
control.
more. Yeah,
I don't know how he's holding that to make that the case,
but they're actually strangely comfortable.
Yeah, they look absolutely tiny compared to the flows that we've just been looking at.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'd be intrigued. I mean, I use the normal Jazz 3s myself, so be quite interested to try it out myself and see how it goes. But yeah, there you go, Purple Spark.
Okay, so I think that concludes our rundown of the new stuff from Dunlop at the moment. All these picks are now, as you can see, they're all in stock, all available to go. We actually, honestly, we put them online yesterday, and a load of you have already gone for them. Yeah. So, but there's
let us know how you've been getting on with them.
There's more and more coming in. Thanks for watching the video. If you need any other advice, or if you want to ask us about anything else like this, you want us to walk the racks, we're more than happy to do that. and let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much.
See you soon.